Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, we're going deep, like really deep into AI and human resources. So we've got this research report, right, from Cognition.Info. And it's really interesting. Like it really paints this picture of where this whole field is going. And whether you're, like a hardcore tech person, an HR professional, or, just someone who's curious about the future of work, I think this is going to give you like some serious food for thought.
Yeah, it really is fascinating to see how AI is sort of moving beyond like just simple automation, right, in HR. We're
Yeah.
talking about tools that can actually analyze complex data, like they can predict future trends and even help us understand human behavior in the workplace.
Exactly. And the impact, I mean, you can already feel it. Cognition.info is predicting that the AI in HR market is going to hit, wait for it, $62.1 billion by 2028. I mean, that kind of growth tells you something big is happening.
Oh yeah, no, it's not just hype. Companies are actually realizing that AI can give them a real competitive edge when it comes to, finding and keeping the best talent, especially in today's market where like the competition is so fierce and, skills are changing constantly at such a fast pace. And more companies are embracing, remote work or these hybrid work models.
So it's almost like this perfect storm brewing where AI is becoming like the must-have tool for any company that wants to stay ahead. But how is this actually playing out? What are some of the core ways that AI is actually changing the game in HR?
Well, one of the most exciting areas, I think, is talent acquisition. So think about companies like Unilever, right? They're using AI tools, tools like Metrics, to find the best candidates.
Hmm.
And so instead of relying on those traditional resumes, Metrics it uses these gamified assessments, and those assessments evaluate candidates based on their cognitive and emotional traits.
Oh, wow. So it's not just about what's on your resume anymore. It's about how you think and how you solve problems, right? I love that.
Exactly. And this approach, you know what? It's proving to be incredibly effective. Unilever has seen a 10% increase in their hiring success rates since they implemented Metrics.
That's that's a pretty significant jump. I mean, a 10% increase, but it sounds like AI's role in HR goes way beyond just hiring, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
We're seeing AI being used to create personalized employee experiences. Like,
Right.
imagine a world where every employee has a development plan, like specifically tailored to their own skills and goals.
Wow. So no more one-size-fits-all training programs.
Right.
That's a game changer.
AI can also help companies uncover insights, like hidden insights in their workforce data,
Hmm.
by analyzing employee feedback and performance data. AI can actually identify early warning signs of things like burnout or, even disengagement.
That's amazing. So instead of waiting for problems to sort of surface, companies can be proactive and address these things before they escalate. It's almost like having a preventative healthcare system, but for your workforce.
Precisely. And let's not forget about the power of AI to
Yeah.
just automate all these complex processes.
Yeah.
And by doing that, it frees up HR professionals to focus on more strategic work, like
Yeah.
building relationships, right?
Yeah.
Fostering a positive company culture and developing talent.
Yeah. It really does sound like AI is truly transforming the entire HR landscape from
Yeah.
attracting, really amazing talent to creating a more engaged and productive workforce. Like the possibilities just seem endless. But who are the major players like driving this revolution? Are we talking about big tech companies or are there some smaller startups that are, making a splash?
It's actually a really diverse ecosystem. You have this established HR tech giants, right? Like companies like Workday, Oracle, and SAP, who are integrating AI into their existing platforms.
Right. So those are like the heavy hitters, the companies that already have this like massive footprint in the HR space.
Right. But then you also have, you have these specialized AI startups,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like laser focused on solving very specific HR challenges.
Mm-hmm.
So companies like Eightfold Dot AI, they're using AI to match candidates with jobs based on, skills and potential, even if those candidates don't have like traditional experience.
It's like they're looking beyond the resume and seeing the person, like the actual person behind the paper. That's so cool.
And then, of course, you have the general AI powerhouses, right? I'm talking about companies like IBM and Google. And they're bringing, their massive computing power and their expertise in machine learning. They're bringing all that to the HR space.
So it's like this three-pronged attack on the traditional way of doing HR with, companies of all sizes and specialties like jumping into the fray. It just seems like the future of HR is going to be a lot more data-driven and a lot more personalized too.
That's exactly right. But, as with any powerful technology, right, there are also some challenges and potential downsides that we need to consider. And we'll explore those in more detail in the next part of our deep dive.
Welcome back. So in that last part, we are talking about like the huge impact that AI is having on HR. And now I'm like really excited to dig into some specifics. Like let's break down how AI is actually being used across, the entire HR world.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable how versatile these tools are becoming. It's
Yeah.
not just one area of HR that's being affected. It's really the whole value chain.
Exactly. So let's start with, one of the most obvious areas, recruiting and onboarding. This is where a lot of companies are already using AI, and it's easy to see why.
Oh, absolutely. Like, think about the old way of doing things. Mountains of resumes, like hours spent screening candidates. It was so time-consuming and expensive, and,
Right.
it wasn't always that effective.
It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. And you're not even sure if you're like looking in the right haystack, right? But how is AI changing this? Like what's different now?
Well, instead of relying on, humans to sift through these thousands of resumes, AI-powered tools can analyze them in, like, a fraction of the time.
No.
And they can do it with incredible accuracy. So they can, identify those candidates who are like the best fit for the job, uh, based on a whole range of factors.
So it's not just about matching keywords anymore. It's about, understanding those nuances of a candidate's like their skills, their experience, even their personality.
Exactly. And companies like Textio, they're actually using AI to help companies write job descriptions that attract a much wider pool of qualified candidates. They analyze language patterns, and then they'll suggest ways to make those job descriptions, more inclusive, more appealing.
That's brilliant. So AI isn't just helping companies find the best candidates, it's helping them attract more candidates like right from the start.
Yeah, and once you've found those great candidates, then AI can, make the onboarding process so much smoother too. Like imagine like personalized welcome messages, automated paperwork processing, and even AI-powered chatbots that can answer like all the new hires questions instantly.
So AI is really taking over all that heavy lifting, right? And that frees up those HR teams to, focus on building those relationships and creating like a more welcoming, supportive environment for new employees.
Exactly. And once employees are on board, then AI can play like a huge role in learning and development. This is another area that's ripe for disruption.
Because the traditional model of, like sending everyone to the same like generic training program just doesn't cut it anymore.
Right. Everyone learns differently and everyone has, different needs. And that's where these AI-powered learning platforms come in. They can like analyze an employee's skills, identify, knowledge gaps, and then create this like totally personalized learning path.
Yeah. So it's like having a personal tutor who, curates the perfect blend of courses, videos, and articles based on like your specific learning style and your goals.
Exactly. And platforms like Degreed and Edcast are using AI to do exactly that.
Yeah.
They can even adapt, the learning experience like in real time. So they provide extra support or adjust the difficulty level based on, how an employee is progressing.
Oh, wow. It's like having a training program that like evolves with you. That's amazing.
And then there's, performance management. This is an area where AI can really help make things more objective, more data-driven.
Because let's be honest, like those traditional performance reviews can be like a bit of a nightmare, right? They're often subjective, they're time consuming, and they don't always lead to like really meaningful feedback.
Right, but AI can change that. Imagine, AI-powered tools that can analyze all that performance data. Like they can identify patterns and trends and then provide managers with like really specific insights about their team's strengths and weaknesses.
So instead of, relying on gut feeling or anecdotal evidence, managers can like actually make decisions based on hard data. That sounds a lot more effective.
Exactly. And companies like BetterWorks and Reflective, they're already using AI to help companies rethink their performance management processes.
And I imagine AI can also help with, things like identifying like high potential employees and providing them with, the right development opportunities.
Absolutely. AI can help companies spot talent that might, otherwise go unnoticed. So
Yeah.
it ensures that everyone has a chance to, really reach their full potential.
Well, it's like leveling the playing field and making sure that everyone everyone has that chance to really shine, right?
And speaking of fairness, AI can also play a role in compensation and benefits too.
Right, right. This is an area where, transparency is so important. Like employees want to know that they're being paid fairly, and companies want to make sure that, that they're using their compensation budget wisely.
Exactly. And AI can help companies, do both.
Mm.
AI-powered tools can, analyze market data, right? And determine what those competitive salaries are. So it ensures that employees are being compensated fairly for their skills and experience.
So no more, salary discrepancies or gender pay gaps, right? It's about making sure that everyone is valued equally.
And AI can also help, personalize benefits packages.
Mhm.
So make sure that employees have access to the benefits that are, the most relevant to their needs and their lifestyle.
Yeah, it's about moving away from those like one size fits all benefits plans and recognizing that everyone has different priorities.
Now let's move on to employee experience and engagement. This is an area that's becoming increasingly important as companies, compete for that top talent.
Because in today's world, it's not enough to just offer a good salary and benefits package. Employees want to feel valued. They want to be part of, a positive culture and they want to have a sense of purpose in their work.
That's right. And AI can, play a key role in creating that kind of environment.
Yeah.
So AI-powered tools can analyze employee sentiment, right? From surveys, from emails, even, social media posts.
Mm.
And by doing that, they can, identify potential issues or areas where things could be improved.
Oh, it's like having like a finger on the pulse of the workforce, right? You can really understand what's working and what's not.
And AI can also help companies, personalize the employee experience. Like imagine AI-powered chatbots that can answer employees' questions instantly, right? And provide them with relevant information and even offer support and guidance.
Yeah. It's about creating a more like responsive, supportive workplace where employees feel like they're heard and valued.
And finally, let's touch on workforce planning and analytics.
Hmm.
This is where AI can really help companies make like really strategic decisions about their talent, right?
Yeah.
Ensuring that they have the right people in the right roles at the right time.
It's about anticipating future needs, right? And making sure that the company is well positioned for success.
Exactly. AI can, analyze workforce data and identify trends, predict skill gaps, and even model different scenarios to see how changes might impact the organization.
So it's like having this crystal ball that can help companies see into the future of their workforce and make these like really informed decisions.
Yeah, and it's not just about, making predictions. It's about using those predictions to actually take action. So, for example, if AI identifies a future skill gap, companies can start investing in, training and development programs like now to make sure that their employees are, ready for those challenges ahead.
So AI is really about helping companies be more, proactive and strategic when it comes to managing their talent, right? It's about making sure that they have the right people with the right skills, in the right roles at the right time.
As you can see, AI is having a really profound impact on, practically every aspect of HR, from attracting, top talent to developing employees and creating a more engaged, productive workforce. AI is changing the game.
It's truly an exciting time to be in HR. Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into AI in human resources. We've covered so much already, like from the transformative potential of AI, across all these different HR functions to some really exciting innovations that are coming up, on the horizon. And I feel like I've learned so much already.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey exploring all these possibilities of AI in HR. But before we wrap things up, I think there's one really crucial aspect we need to address, and that's the human element.
You're right. You're right. We've talked a lot about, the technical side of things, right? Like the capabilities of AI and how it's,
Yeah.
how it's changing the HR world. But at the end of the day, HR is all about people.
Precisely.
Yeah.
AI can, it can analyze data, it can automate tasks, and it can provide some really valuable insights, but it can't replace human judgment, right? It can't replace empathy and that
Yeah.
ability to build those relationships.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, you might have an AI that can recommend like the perfect candidate for a job, right? Based on, skills and experience and all that. But it's still it's a human hiring manager who ultimately decides whether to actually make that offer.
Exactly. The human touch is still like absolutely essential in HR. And it's so important to remember that AI should be seen as a tool, right? A tool to augment and empower HR professionals, not to replace them.
So it's about finding that right balance, right? Using AI to streamline processes
Yeah.
and make data-driven decisions, but also, recognizing the importance of that human interaction, that human intuition.
Absolutely. I think the companies that really succeed in the future, they're going to be the ones that embrace AI while also prioritizing that human element. It's about creating a workplace where technology and human ingenuity, they work together in harmony.
And that brings us to another important point, right? I mean, as AI becomes more and more integrated into HR, it's crucial for those HR professionals to adapt, right? To develop new skills.
Definitely, definitely. See, it's no longer enough to just understand, those traditional HR practices. HR professionals, they need to be comfortable working with data. They need to understand like those basic AI concepts, and they need to know how to use, AI powered tools effectively.
So it's almost like a whole new skill set is emerging within the HR field. It's not just about, people skills anymore. It's about those data skills too.
Exactly. The future of HR, it belongs to those who can bridge that gap, you know, between technology and human interaction. And it's an exciting challenge and one that I believe, HR professionals they're well equipped to meet.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, HR has always been about adaptability and innovation, right? And this is just another opportunity for HR to really demonstrate its value and to lead the way in shaping the future of work.
Well said. As we conclude this deep dive, I hope our listeners, you know, come away with a better understanding of, just what AI can do in HR, like what its transformative potential really is, but also a recognition that technology is just one piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, it's about using AI strategically,
Yeah.
ethically and always with a human-centered approach.
Ultimately, the goal of AI in HR is not to replace humans, but to create like a more equitable, more fulfilling, more productive work experience for absolutely everyone.
That's a future I'm definitely excited to be a part of. Thanks so much for guiding us through this really fascinating deep dive.
Oh, it's been my pleasure.
And to all our listeners out there, thanks for joining us on this journey. We hope you found it insightful. And we'll see you next time for another deep dive into the world of, cutting edge technology.